Hey, what is going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Cody here, and I wanted to just kind of talk about a topic that I've seen kind of being thrown around, discussed amongst different fans, amongst different members of the media, and I just thought it would be a good topic ahead of this game on Saturday against the New England Patriots to kind of talk about, and that's Carson Wentz. Now, I thought we could start by talking about how Carson Wentz has looked so far through 13 games. We can look ahead to this matchup. In my opinion, I think this matchup is going to really determine a lot about my view on Carson Wentz and kind of determining, okay, he's been pretty good so far. I think, in my opinion, this is the biggest game for Carson Wentz this season. So let's first dive into the 13 games that Carson Wentz has played for the Indianapolis Colts this season. Now, keep in mind, some of these stats are a little bit skewed because Carson Wentz does have the best running back in the league right now, and Jonathan Taylor, he leads the league in rushing yards. So that has to be factored in, that maybe some of the stats aren't as eye-popping as maybe they seem, or maybe you would expect from a quarterback like Carson Wentz. Like, I do honestly think that if the Colts were more of a pass-first team, these stats would be a lot more inflated. I mean, that's just kind of how it works, right? So let's look at 13 games. Right now, Carson Wentz 7-6 as a starter with the Indianapolis Colts. He's played all 13 games. He has 63.3 completion percentage right now, 2,948 yards, 22 touchdowns against only 5 interceptions. He has a quarterback rating right now of 96.6. So I think we can all say that Carson Wentz is firmly, maybe not quite top 10, but right in that 10 to 15 range. So he definitely is in the upper echelon of quarterbacks, right? We can say that he's been above average to pretty good, right? He's been pretty good for the Colts this season. He's pretty much done everything they've asked him to do. Really hasn't put the ball in harm's way a whole lot, only 5 picks through 13 games. So you love to see that. So I think it's fair to say that Carson Wentz has been a good quarterback for the Colts this season, right? But now you kind of look where the Colts are record-wise. I talked about the 7-6 record. The Colts right now are the number 6 seed. Definitely were helped by the Kansas City Chiefs defeating the Chargers last night on Thursday Night Football. That goes a long way. So to say this is a must-win game is an understatement. This is, and I say this a lot, but this is the most important game for the Colts' playoff chances. It is. I mean, this is honestly, in my opinion, the toughest team you're going to have to play down the stretch. The Patriots are the hottest team in football right now. They've defeated a lot of really good football teams. I know you have Arizona next week on Christmas, but I think the Patriots right now are the most well-coached team. And also the fact that they're in the AFC is going to go a long way for playoff seeding as well. So right now, Colts are 7-6. They need this game. I mean, they need all 4 of these games, but specifically, they need this game. They need to start well here, beat probably the toughest team on your schedule, and then go on this win streak, right? And it's going to start against New England, against really the top-tier team right now in the AFC. And so you kind of look at New England, right? You look at New England overall as a defense. They're one of the best in the league. And right now, they are the number 1 in terms of points allowed. They are number 3 in total yards allowed. Now, talking about specifically the passing game, they're really good there too. They're allowing the 3rd least amount of yards to quarterbacks all year, right? Also the 3rd least amount of touchdown passes. And also they take the ball away a lot, right? They have 19 picks already on the season. They're really good in that department as well. And they're not as good in the run stopping department, right? But they're really good in the pass stopping department. They're really good. And so, obviously you got to talk about J.C. Jackson. He's the number 1 corner for the Patriots, one of the best corners in all of football right now. He's going to likely either shadow or match up against Michael Pittman Jr. all night. So in my opinion, right now, with how the Colts have been moving the football, also, running the football and passing the football as well, I think it's safe to say they are probably the hottest offense in the league right now in terms of balance, right? But the question for me is, when the game comes down to Carson Wentz, can he deliver in this game, right? Can he deliver against one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the league right now? Can he outperform Bill Belichick? Now, Bill Belichick, the best coach of all time, I can say that, right? I think we can all say that at this point. I mean, that what he's been able to do over the years, nobody's been able to do that. And he's specifically a defensive-minded guy, right? So Carson Wentz is going to need to be on his A game for this game, right? He's going to have to prove that, if the Patriots, a lot of times what they do, guys, is they take away your key players. So you got to think, like other teams have done, they're going to try to take away Jonathan Taylor, right? They're going to try to take away Jonathan Taylor. What's happened when they've done that, when teams have done that? I think for me, Carson Wentz has proven that he can be a good quarterback, right? He's even better, obviously, when he has a run game. Well, what happens if the Patriots take away Jonathan Taylor? And it falls on Carson Wentz to win this game for the Colts. Can he do that? Can he prove that he's not just a good quarterback? We can all say he's been a good quarterback this year. Can he prove that he can be a great quarterback? Can he prove that he was worth that first-round pick? Right? Colts fans are kind of divided on that right now. I think if Carson Wentz goes out and he balls out in this game, he does exactly what he needs to do. He doesn't make those dumb mistakes, right? He's only turned the ball over 5 times in terms of interceptions. You can point to a couple of those. It's really not his fault either. But what happens in those critical moments? Can Carson Wentz deliver and be the franchise quarterback that the Colts are desperately needing? Really, the quarterback that Chris Ballard and Frank Reich have stood on the table for. I mean, they traded for this guy. They traded a lot for this guy to get him in as their franchise quarterback. They're invested in this guy, not just this year, but the next couple of years. They're locked in to Carson Wentz as their franchise quarterback. Now it's on him to go out and prove this game, right? Prove that he was worth that trade for the Indianapolis Colts. I think if he does that, in my opinion, he's going to silence a lot of the doubters. He's going to silence a lot of the doubters because, man, whenever that Tennessee game happened, the second time, and Carson Wentz had 2 really big boneheaded mistakes in that game, in the critical moments, the Carson Wentz haters came out in droves. It was exhausting. It was just not good not a good day for Colts fans, but also if you like Carson Wentz as a quarterback, people were just going at him. They were going for the jugular, man. It was not a good day. And so I think this could be a little bit of a redemption game for Carson Wentz to maybe silence some of those doubters again, right? In the critical moments, Carson Wentz looks good. He's looked really good a lot this season, right? He's looked really good. He's had a few moments where he hasn't looked good. Now, can he do it against the best of the best? That is my biggest question in this game. If he can do that, I mean, I'm already a Carson Wentz guy. Like, I like Carson Wentz. I like that he's our franchise quarterback. But if he is truly the franchise quarterback, he needs to play well in this game, right? Because this is a must-win game. The margin of error, if it wasn't slim before, it is 0 now. It is 0 for this team. They've had a week to rest up, as had the Patriots. Colts are actually pretty good off the bye normally. So now they have to take care of business because if they drop this game against New England on Saturday, they very easily could go from the 6th seed, potentially the 5 seed if they win, all the way down to the 9 or 10 seed. So to say this game is critical for this team is the biggest understatement, I think, of the year. And it all is going to fall on, yes, Jonathan Taylor, yes, on that running game, but ultimately the quarterback, the guy that you traded for, the guy that you put your neck on the line for this offseason is going to rely on him in this game to really win this. And can he do it against a Patriots team that's really, really good against the pass? We will see what happens in this game, but I just wanted to talk about Carson Wentz and how I feel this is going to be a huge game for him. Maybe the biggest one, clearly the biggest one as a Colts fan, maybe one of the biggest ones of his career. We'll see how this game plays out. Really hope Carson Wentz proves some of these haters wrong because Carson Wentz as a person, I think he's fantastic. I think he's a good quarterback too. I want to see him ascend to a great quarterback and do that against the Patriots on Saturday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really appreciate all your support. Can't believe we're almost at 10K subscribers. Absolutely insane to me. It's wild to me that we're almost there. But thank you guys so much. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe. All that good stuff. If you think we deserve it, we try to post a lot of Colts content throughout the course of the week. Things have been a little bit crazy for me this week with my job and stuff, but fortunately, I get most of next week off, and then obviously the week after that as well. So hoping to produce a little bit more Colts content as well, but I will be spending time with family. So we'll see how it goes, guys. But really appreciate everybody's support. Take care, guys. Hope you have a good one. Hope you stay safe. And it's going to be a great game on Saturday. I'm going to be there. Lucas Oil's going to be rocking. It's going to be a ton of fun. Take care, guys. And as always, go Colts.